I was hoping that my sleep would make me forget the events that happened, but it didn't. Because while I was sleeping I got a nightmare about the exact same final event before I removed the game. When I woke up to start a new day I was trying to forget these events and never play the game again. But when I went to sleep again, the exact same nightmare happened a second time in a row. This when I realized that these nightmares didn't happen coincidentally, lust was in control of them. When I realized this, I found out that in order to escape them, I had to end lust inside the game. Out of courage I put the game again to find a way to stop lust for good. When I started the game I was in a strange dimension area with Masquerade in it. He told me this.
In the end I decided to help you from lust, because she wanted you the most and I stopped being a coward to her.
I gave Masquerade an idea of maybe there were 3 pieces of a god-slaying weapon from 3 different regions. He thought that maybe it was a good idea. But I told Masquerade that if we want to succeed, he had to borrow his Hydronoid to me. He agreed and I promised to get back his Hydronoid later. We decided to start in Egypt as a first location to find the first piece. When we arrived to Egypt we started to look for civilians to ask them about the first piece. Only one knew about this. He said that the only way to get the piece is to defeat the ruler and his god Bakugan. But he also said that we need to find a cyan-haired girl to go to him. And so we searched the area and found a unique house which just so happened to have her. But the girl that the civilian was talking about was Runo Misaki. Me and Masquerade asked her what was going on and she said this.
After lust attacked, me and other battle brawlers went to 3 different regions to find any power to fight lust back.
I asked Runo to take us to the ruler, and she said this.
Gladly, but you will not believe who he's the ruler.
And so Runo brought us to the ruler, and the ruler was Dan Kuso. Me and Masquerade asked him what was going on, and he said this.
Me and Runo went to Egypt, then a mysterious god Bakugan named Ra asked me to become his partner. So I accepted, and the civilians already wanted me to rule and protect Egypt.
I asked Dan to battle to get the piece, and he accepted. The arena was very Egyptian-like, with lots of sand and Egyptian god statues. I managed to get Dan to throw his griffin onto the Joker's wild card which Laserman was on top of it. And then Dan threw his Dragonoid next, so I didn't hesitate on throwing Hydronoid to him. The battle was tough because Dragonoid landed on a gate card that benefits him, so it was a battle of ability cards. Dragonoid's ability cards were powerful, but I did beat him by using Chaos of the Darkness and Destruction Buster. But when Dragonoid was defeated, Hydronoid evolved into his dual form, which was necessary for Ra. When Ra standed, the Bakugan was cool looking for an unofficial one. Also, these god Bakugan were gold colored, but had normal attributes, and in Ra's case is Pyrus. I sacrificed 2 weaker Bakugan for Ra, because I needed to remove 2 other gate cards that benefited. After that, I used Gazer Exedra and Destruction Impact on Ra as in final attack, and I won. But when we returned to the real world, the sky had turned purple. Dan gave me the first piece of the Godslayer, and we went to get a deep breath. But after that, lust never showed up, but there were strange black stuff on sand that looked like black blood. But stranger, the blood started to fuse back together into pitch black scorpions. Once these scorpions notice civilians, they immediately and intentionally attack and sting them. Apparently these scorpions were also zombies, because their venom zombified civilians. Although these zombies were not the classic kind, they were trying to get me and bring me to lust. They even had a quote that they said twice in a row. Lust, lust, we will give you to her. We ran away from them as far as we can. And when it was far enough, Masquerade brought us to the safe dimension. When I got the first piece of the Godslayer safe, I took a break and went to sleep. I hope that the next nightmare will be different.